Impatient here. He needs to go home and eat some dinner, right? So I think I got started. How we doing today, guys? One person. How we doing today?
Good.
I know it's a library. You're not supposed to make noise, but I promise, if anyone says anything, just tell them it was me. Everything's fine. My name is Paul, and I'm here because I wrote this book, which is called. Hold on, I have a much better video. This book is called Danglehorn, which is about. Can anybody tell me what kind of animal this is? This is a giraffe, right?
No, that's an African elephant.
An African elephant?
Largest animal on the planet. 13 feet tall.
I don't know if it's the largest animal on the planet. Maybe the largest animal that walks on the land. Because I can think of.
Yes, largest animal on the land.
Because what's the largest animal in the world?
The humpback whale.
The blue whale. He was very close. And so, but this is a mountain lion, right?
No, that is a. What kind of rhinoceros?
I couldn't even tell you. I think it might be a black rhinoceros.
It's more like white because it has two.
It's not like a white rhinoceros. It's a salamander?
It's silver.
Salamander. Well, I was hoping that I could read some of this story to you guys tonight. Could we do that? Now, I'm going to get started, but I'm going to need your help. Are you guys up for it? This guy, he knows a lot about animals. He's wearing that's an iguana on your shirt, right?
No, it's actually a white tiger found only in captivity.
I think what we're learning right here, guys, is that I don't know a clue about what I'm talking about. So we should really be talking to this guy tonight. Can you guys tell me what kind of noise an elephant makes? You can. What does it sound like?
I can't make it at all. I can't make it.
Let's try this one. Anybody else want to give it a try? What an elephant sounds like? That's pretty good. How about, oh!
More like that.
More like that? You want to give it a try with me?
No,
Great.
I would stick it.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, we got some elephants there. You guys got time to warm up.
Although it's a little bit more.
A little bit more. Well, they're much bigger than I am. Elephants, yes, Benson. I'll get to those. I'm going to tell you the whole story of how this book actually started off as a play that I wrote a few years ago. So what you're seeing here is the masks that we used in that play, and people would actually wear these. Now, this was one of the characters you're going to meet in about a second. Her name is Matriarch, and she's the leader of the elephants. So this mask is a lot larger. I'm not going to put it on because it's quite a few years old, and the wire frame there has gotten a little close to the face, if you will. But when it was wearable, the actor would put this over. They could see out, and you could hear them talking through this thing, and it didn't affect them at all. So that's Matriarch. This is the main character of our story, whose name is Ka. She's Matriarch's daughter. So you can see she's a little bit smaller. And then, those are the elephants. This one, and I actually can still wear this one.
It has worse temper than the elephant.
He does have a worse temper, and that's a lot of the story is the tempers they have. This is the rhinoceros, whose name is Ra. So the way this works, the masks, and this is Anna right over here. She made these costumes with her grandmother. It was a baseball cap with a wire frame over it that we used to make the animals. This goes on like this, pulls his face down, and Ra, you could see the actor's face. So there wasn't any wire mesh like in the other masks. So we did this play, and it was about 5 years ago. This was actually the guest book that we used in it. Let's check that out. Would you believe that that whole notebook is made out of elephant poop? 100% elephant poop.
It's dried.
Well, yeah, and washed. It's clean. It's a company that collects elephant poop, makes it into paper, and sells that paper to raise money for elephants who are in trouble in a lot of places in the world. The company is called Poo Poo Paper.
Although it only lives in cut.
True.
I don't know if you're like being honest or if you're just.
Here, I'll show you. I'll prove it. Can I see for a second, my friend? You guys can all sign the elephant poop notebook at the end. The Poo Poo Paper Company. It's authentic. So, you guys have a chance to sign that at the end. Right now, I'm going to get started on the story here.
You know, you can actually make fires with it too, just like you can with wood.
I prefer that you didn't, though, in here, because A, we're in a basement, and B, it's my notebook. But this is chapter 1 of Danglehorn.
One of these.
Matriarch was gigantic compared to every elephant in the valley. She had one broken tusk and led the elephants to water each year between the east and west mountains. Matriarch had been matriarch for many years, as Matriarch's mother had been matriarch before her. When it came time for Matriarch to sleep in the silent groves beside the cold river, her daughter, Ka, would become matriarch as well. Matriarch was so big the younglings could feel the ground shake beneath them when she approached their groves each morning to collect them for the readings after breakfast. Matriarch spoke in a giant, booming voice. "Good morning, younglings. How are we all doing today?" she would ask as she walked, picking between the leaves and branches along the trail with her long, thick trunk. "This morning we're going to continue learning the ancient branches of the elephants. I hope you all continued to recite them in your groves last night. It's very important that you're able to read the leaves as they were read by the past matriarchs who led the family before me. They have kept us safe in the valley for generations and will guide our family for generations to come." Eventually, Matriarch would decide on a tree and pull down a particular branch. "Now, where did we leave off? Ah, yes, that's right. Trunk 2, branch 5, leaf 3, 42. No elephant may at any time, and without question of season or cycle of the moon." Also, at this time, Matriarch would normally notice something was not right. She would stop and look around the trail. "Wait a minute," she said, standing as tall as she should to see as far as she could. She saw the younglings still watching, and Matriarch boomed, "Not a whole minute." Matriarch picked between the younglings carefully. "Have any of you seen Ka? She promised to be here when the lesson started. Ka? Ka, where are you?" I knew I shouldn't have let her go walking in the groves this morning. She's probably as far as the cold river by now, and no way she'll hear me call." Matriarch took a deep breath. "Well, I guess it's about time you younglings learned to trumpet." Pacing back and forth in front of the younglings, Matriarch instructed, "You will need to be loud or Ka will never hear you, okay? But be careful. If we trumpet too long, the tigers will find their way over the mountains, and this valley will no longer be safe for us. When you see me raise my trunk, you all need to be quiet so the tigers can't figure out the direction. Ready? Now listen to me, and this is the part where I need your help. Is everybody ready?
Ready?
Ready? We practiced. Do we need to take one practice elephant? That sounded more like the tiger.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3. This is the practice. 1, 2, 3. That was good. Now here's the real thing. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, much better. Matriarch trumpeted loud and proud. Matriarch's ear hung almost past her belly, and it ruffled when she flapped it and held it up, listening. "That Ka," Matriarch said, shaking her head. "How far off has she gone? Let's try it again. And this time, I'll need your help. 1, 2, 3. Matriarch took a deep breath and blew out the longest, most powerful trumpet even the oldest younglings scarcely heard before. It took all they had to be heard alongside Matriarch until Matriarch raised her trunk for quiet. In ran Ka, stumpy legs galloping as fast as she could move. She was a small elephant with a sparkle in her eye. "Yes, Matriarch?" Ka asked, nuzzling against her mother. Matriarch was in no mood to be nuzzled. "Where have you been?" Matriarch asked with a snort. "You're missing your lessons." Ka didn't want to tell Matriarch she'd been waiting in the cold river searching for a red fruit. She looked at the ground. "I'm sorry, Matriarch. I didn't hear you trumpet for the leaves to start." Matriarch gently pushed Ka to a seat with the other younglings and pointed to the sky with her trunk. "Didn't you see the sun above the southernmost mountain?" Ka shook her head. Beneath the trees, she couldn't see the sky. "I fell asleep in the grass, Matriarch. I'm sorry." Matriarch pointed at Ka with her trunk. "Next time, you better pay more attention. I want you to be able to read this whole grove before summer when the bulls arrive. Since you've decided to join us, it seems like a good time for you to show us how well you've been practicing the law of the elephants." "But I don't want to," moaned Ka. Matriarch started slow. "We must obey," and waited a moment for Ka to join her. "We must obey, Ka. We must obey." Ka sighed. "We must obey and follow it to the word." Matriarch nodded and smiled. "If it wasn't important..." Ka hesitated before saying, "We wouldn't remember if it wasn't important. So be prepared to recite it when you need," Matriarch said. So, that's Ka. She's a little bit of a troublemaker, isn't she? So, the elephants find out that there are strange creatures coming